Hi, Grandma. How are you
How
doing?
you doing? Happy Easter.
I know, I'm doing well. Happy Easter to you too.
How's everything going?
Um, yeah, things are good out here, and I've been a little busy, so sorry I haven't been able to talk to you
Oh,
recently.
that's all right. That's all right. You're busy. The folks around.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's been busy, but good busy, right? A lot of
Yeah.
stuff to do, and yeah, just really busy on the weekends with my parents coming into town. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they enjoyed that so much, Nico. They
Ye-
really did. They really got a feel for the atmosphere where you are, and they were spoke very highly of your business, what you're doing, and they think it's wonderful the place that you're working.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. Because at my last job, they weren't able to see anything. I wasn't able to take anybody in, and
That's right.
because of all
Yeah,
the
I didn't.
security, and
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
so it was really cool to kind of give them a little window into like what I've been doing for the past, since I graduated, because
Yes.
it is
Yes.
it is similar to what I was doing at Puget Sounds, but now because it's a smaller company, I've got all those different hats, and I was able to show them my
Well.
office and the hangars where there's actually the fabrication of these tanks, and like
Uh-huh.
this even just the size of the tanks. Like you never really. I don't know what they were expecting,
Yeah.
but I'm sure they were a little surprised.
They were. They were pleasantly surprised, Nico. Really. It was great that they could work that in with their wine trip. And then you and Kylie or Kaylee
Hmm.
had a nice time with them too.
Yeah, we had a really good time with them, because we went to the wine tour for with all of their friends on the Sunday, and it was good to catch up with a lot of those parents
Uh-huh.
because I hadn't seen a lot of them in a while, probably since like graduation or back in
Uh,
high school, and I haven't talked to a lot of those kids since like high school, over like 8 years ago.
uh, oh, can't believe it's that long.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that long at all,
Mm,
but it
mm.
was it was good to catch up and see what those kids are up to, and it sounds like they're all doing really well.
Well,
Um,
that's great. Yeah. Oh, I'm just so glad that it all worked out, and they came home just with accolades about how great it was to see where you were working, also where you're living too, and meeting your little extra person.
yeah, I know. I think they were a little surprised. I know my dad loved her already. I think I could get the feeling, but my mom was a little hesitant, I think.
Well, I think your mother is kind of allergic, isn't she?
Yeah, that's another thing. She said she was acting up a bit, and
Mm.
this is like a more hypoallergenic cat, but there are no
Mm-hmm.
specific cats. Like there's just not a cat that exists that isn't like prone to allergies or to make people
Mm.
have allergies. It's just like less than other breeds.
There's a lady across the hall in an apartment that has a big calico cat,
Oh wow.
and she doesn't have it on a leash. When she takes it about twice, she said, and the name is River. And when River's at the door, River wants to go out in the hall, and she goes up and down that hall, just just like she owns the place. If she hears any noise, she'll go right to the door of whoever's apartment it is, And if the door opens, she'll scoot inside and look all around.
Oh, yeah, very curious.
So she's really a beautiful cat. She's really big. She's a calico.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she's a female.
Mhm.
They say all calico cats are females. I never knew that.
I did not know that either.
But when River goes in the hall, I think of you guys. And, she's right there with her and make sure she doesn't, come in or disturb anybody or anything like that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, they're not harmful. I feel like they're just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Noli, she does that a lot too. When we open the door, she'll just like bolt out. But like she's not going anywhere.
Well, how is she doing with the leash?
Oh, the leash? It's going really well. So we've taken her outside.
Oh, you took her down in the elevator.
Yeah, we took her down the elevator. We have to carry her still because she doesn't like walking in herself.
Okay.
But once we get down, she's able to walk around. And yeah, we finally took her outside, just like in our parking lot around the block. And yeah,
How did she do?
She did well. When we were walking on the sidewalk, she was a little scared. There were like dogs and like skateboarders. So she got a little scared.
Yeah.
And I had to pick her up, and I could like feel her heartbeat like going really fast. But then we went right back to like the door to get into our complex and let her, go in the dirt or like the grass and just kind of play around, and she liked that a lot.
Good. And then you brought her back up to the apartment.
Yep, and then she got a lot of treats.
Oh, bless her heart. Oh, that's great, Nico. Oh, how are you doing with your trip organization?
Oh, yeah. To be honest, I haven't done too much on that yet because it's still not gonna be till like June. The first things I have to figure out is when people are free. I'll probably float out like 3 weekends, and because it sounds like there's gonna be 8 people that are interested, and then once I have like a vote in our group chat to see which day works best for most people, then I'll have a number, and then I'll probably rent Airbnb for friends. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be like closer to Mount Hood, but Mount Hood is like only an hour and a half away.
From where you are now.
Yeah, right. And that's the whole point would be to climb Mount Hood, but because you start at midnight, that's one of the biggest problems with it. All my friends will be coming from Seattle. Coming from Seattle, and that means that they'll have to drive, after a full day of work down in traffic on a Friday night, and then, stay up till midnight, and then we start climbing. So pretty much no sleep, which is probably not a good idea. So then it would probably be everyone comes over Saturday and we do it Saturday night. It would be a lot for people, and I think it would be nice if I was able to rent an Airbnb just in case people wanted to stay the Sunday night, because everyone would be really tired. The only thing it would make people have to take off Monday, but we'll probably be really tired and want a rest day anyways. So these are all small things I've got to just figure out, and it's because there's a lot of different opinions. I don't know and schedules. I don't know what everyone else needs. So
that's right. There may be some people in that group that will have another commitment and will not be able to go.
Right. And then, I mean, I'll try to accommodate everybody, but, you know, I guess just the majority rules, and whichever day that most people can come, I'll book it for that day. But that's a good idea. I need to get on that. And I'll just.
Well, you're busy. You're busy working.
Yeah. I actually. I had a really.
And then, do you go to your gym on the way home?
Yeah. So I try to go at least 2 times a week. Last week we were a little busy, so I only was able to go one day. But I took a lead climbing class yesterday, and that is so when you go to a regular climbing gym, all of the ropes are already at the top of the wall, and lead climbing is how does that rope get there? Someone's got to put the rope up there, and that's what lead climbing is. It's climbing with the rope and then establishing an anchor, and then everyone else can climb it very safely. So it is inherently a little more dangerous because you're having to go in 5-foot increments to go from bolt to bolt. And when I say bolt, it's just a
hole.
Yeah, pretty much a hole, and then you clip something inside of it, and then you clip the rope into the other side, and then you're safe, right? So, but you just got to keep, inching your way up to each bolt, and then clipping in, and then you're safe.
Well, how high is this?
Yeah, so these are the higher ones, so over 30 feet, 40 feet. And yeah, that's why I took the class. I have done this climbing outside, but it's always been on very easy routes, and I don't have a lot of experience. So I asked around my gym, and they were like, yeah, you can just take this class. And it was a pretty cheap class in regards to all the other gyms around here. That's another thing I like about this gym a lot. It's very reasonable pricing. And it was also one-on-one. It was me with an older woman who has a lot of experience, who's been climbing, for over 20 years, and she had a lot of good information on the local areas for climbing, and she would say at this one place the anchors sometimes are here and here, so when this happens you got to do this. All this good information that I would not know until the class.
That's wonderful. That's something you can't put a price on.
Right. It's safety, and her philosophy was climbing is inherently dangerous sport. So when I make decisions, I'm just trying to keep that needle closer and closer to safety. But every decision you make that's a little bit it's okay, I won't check, my shoes are tied, that's a little tick away from safety, right? And it was a cool idea to kind of be just always make sure you're doing everything to the best of your safety, because if you start cutting corners, you just keep on pushing that needle a little bit farther away. And yeah, so just a bunch of good information, and we were practicing techniques, which I had never done before, which was nice. And we then did actual physical climbing, and this was the best part of the class, where I was climbing and then I was practicing all of these clipping motions, and it felt really good. A little awkward at first, but that's just part of it. And the more
anything new is awkward, yeah.
Exactly, and the more I do it, the more second nature it'll be, and it just adds another level to climbing where you have to think about, where do I put this clip? Which way does it have to face? Which way does the rope have to go inside of it? And all of that is a lot for me right now, but once I start doing it more and more, it'll just be second nature. And that's what I really like about it, because you're just in a whole different mental state as well, because you're already very tired, and you can't mess up anything.
Do you get is it a course that you have to complete?
That's a good question, and I honestly didn't know when I signed up for it. I just knew I wanted to take it for more information, and I knew it was like a first step into climbing, like lead climbing at that gym. So the gym, they have these things called auto belays, and that is essentially like automated top rope, which is just like an automated rope. You just clip yourself in, you climb to the top, and then it'll catch you on your way down. And I have been doing that for the past like month, and because there's only 4 auto belays, there's only a certain amount of routes on the auto belays, and I'm kind of getting
used to it.
Yeah, getting used to it, and not bored, but I mean I still have fun doing all of them, but there's only one now that I can't do. I've done everything else. Like I want more of a challenge, and there's still another half of the gym, but in order to do that, you need that lead certification. And after this class, I was like, oh, this is a great class. Thank you very much. So what is the lead test so that I can climb in the gym on the lead? And the lady was like, just by taking this class, you've passed. And especially because, you did really well. It was a really fast class because I had a lot of background information, but like I was picking up things really quickly, and she said that my form looks good, and it made me feel good that they feel safe with me, doing all of this, not dangerous stuff, but it's like the next step, and they think I'm ready, I guess. And
good.
Yeah.
I bet some people are not ready.
Right. I think there's some people that would take the class and kind of be in over their head when they talk. But like I've been climbing for 2 years. I've had that class. I was an instructor, so like I knew a lot of the things that she was saying, right? But there was so much more.
Yeah, you have quite a few things behind your name as what you're capable of doing, don't you?
Yes, you're right. And it was funny because I was thinking about like mentioning to her like, oh yeah, I was an instructor as well, but like I kept that a secret because I didn't want to.
You didn't want to influence her.
Exactly, and like make her teach me as if I was a novice, Because I still learned a bunch. And it was really good. And when we were, so at the end, we were climbing, and this is the biggest part for me in this class was I took a fall. I simulated falling like it would be if I actually fell outside or in the gym, but it like kind of made me feel safer now that I had like gotten over that fall. I had never fallen on lead before this. So it was a really like controlled, safe environment where they knew I was doing it correctly, and they're like, all right, 3, 2, 1, fall. And then, I would fall like over 10 feet from the top, and it felt like very scary at first, but.
Oh yeah. What do you have? Do you have a rope around you that you won't go all the way down?
Yes, Grandma. So that's what we were practicing when going from like bolt to bolt. Once I finally did it, I got to the top. They said all right, you're gonna fall now, and it will simulate me falling onto one of the clips that I just put into the wall. So it would be exactly like what I would be doing if I was by myself outside. And it was really helpful for me, and it made me feel a lot more comfortable that I know what I'm doing, and as long as you do everything correctly, you will be safe. And
do you find though that after a day of work, you're tired to do that?
oh no, that's the best thing about it for me is I look forward to my climbing days so much after work. It's like, oh yes, like I'm going to the gym, and it's like 35 minutes away from my work, and it's a little out of the way, but it's so worth it. And I'm listening to books like we've been talking about, but I'm also listening to a lot of climbing focused books and podcasts with like professional climbers, and that really helps me like keep that motivation, and I just get really excited because it's like, oh, I want to just keep getting better. And
Well, now, did you see the video of Christo and Ian?
oh, I know. Yeah, they texted me the other day. They're V6 climbers. That's insane. And they've been only climbing for a year now, year and a half maybe. But I didn't get V6 until like maybe 2 years.
Well, then they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're accelerating at a pace faster than I am. I mean, there are like V6 is where I'm at right now as well. So like they've caught up to me, which is great, and it seems like they're really excited about it, and they're gonna keep pushing. The problem is now with them, and they'll see. I've been climbing for 3-4 years now, and I'm just at V6. It is an exponentially hard sport where the higher you get, the harder it gets, and like
that's I would expect that. Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll be stuck here for a bit. I mean, maybe not. Maybe they just keep accelerating at a good pace but this is another part of the sport where it's mentally like, all right, I'm not progressing as fast, but I need to still stay focused and dedicated to improving, even though I don't see that, instant gratification of, oh, I'm able to do all these ones now.
Well, that's very, very interesting. I'll tell you, we had I don't know if you talked to your folks or Christo this afternoon, but they all came up to my apartment early this morning. And we sat around because they gave me a ride. And then we went down to the dining room, and they had a meal. Now, it's not like a church meal or something where you get piles and piles of food on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fancy food,
Right.
And but we had a nice table, the five of us, and we had a very nice lunch. We thought of you guys. I thought of you guys, especially when we were praying. Squeeze,
Oh yeah.
And we had a very nice time, and then they left about around 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over, and after we were in Hellas on Friday, Chuck said, I'm going to take you over to the house, Mother, because I hadn't been over Trafalgar Lane.
Oh, right. It's been a while.
Well, I hadn't been over since the move.
Right.
So I hadn't seen anything. And honestly, I can hardly wait till you come in and see it. It is.
Oh, they painted, right?
It's their place now,
Yeah. They painted, didn't they? Mario did?
Yeah, he's just about through.
Okay.
And, it's lovely. they've had a lot of ceiling fans and a lot of new lights, and the floors look great, and it's amazing with the light color. We had things sort of dark, Grandpa and I, and they have it so light and bright. It just makes it look so much bigger.
Interesting.
So it was, and then we went through. I think they're going to donate. It doesn't matter whatever I have over there. I don't need any more stuff here. So I said, whatever's over there, if they don't want, give it to somebody who would like it. So I think they're the couch in the dining room. We got rid, or JoJo had me sit there, and she went through all the drawers. And boy, I've been a pack rat all these years. I had so many things, and I don't need any of that. So I'm just not keeping it. And what they don't want, give away or give to Goodwill or whatever. We found it was interesting. In one of the drawers, there were Zippo lighters.
Oh, really?
Have you ever heard of those?
Yeah, those are really.
When everybody smoked,
Right, but those.
Especially guys, they flip these little lighters.
And it turns on right away.
Yeah. And there were two of them there. And so Chuck said, well, we'll keep those. And JoJo's working in the laundry room to do all those cabinets. And she found something. She said she's delighted with it. It's an old-fashioned pencil sharpener.
Oh, interesting. Like mechanic?
No, not mechanical, Nico. It has a little lever, a little handle, and you have to push this in order for it to grind your pencil.
Interesting.
And it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm enjoying this. I really am. And so I can hardly wait to. I hear you're coming in for Christo's graduation.
Yes, we will be in Louisville, but we are going to drive back with my parents on Friday or Saturday for Christo's graduation. So we'll see you then. At least it'll be a little bit, but I think the plan was to go back to Louisville because the family will still all be there.
Yeah, they want to celebrate for Christo. Right.
So yeah, we won't see you for too long, but I'm really excited to see you.
I'm excited for you to see my new digs.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to.
Yeah. You and Haley, I'm anxious for you to, see where I am.
Yeah.
Because it's really, I'm very happy to be here. I really am. It's everything I thought, plus they make things so much easier for us. And it's good. It really is.
That is really good.
Goodness, I don't know anything else.
This is just one more thing I just randomly thought about with the climbing class. But remember how I fell the couple times on purpose? I practiced falling on those. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But anyways, when I go up, when you climb, you need someone else on the other side of the rope catching you, like your weight.
Yes.
Offsetting. So this was the hardest part for me, honestly. Learning how to, it's called belaying. Because it's so much more involved than the standard belay that I'm used to and I did in like the class. or like my instructing class. This is so much more involved where you're constantly looking at your climber, because instead of just taking rope away from them to keep them, taut, you have to give them rope, you have to take rope, you're just constantly in a dialogue and communication with your partner. So there's just like another whole level of trust there. And knowing what your partner, like their tendencies are, is like, what do they clip near their hip? Do they clip near like their head? Because it matters. That's another foot. It's another foot of rope that you have to feed them. Then once they clip, you have to do it really quickly to take away that extra rope, so that if they fall, they're not gonna fall too far.
Yeah.
And there's just so many little things which that really helped me a lot going through all this stuff. And also, once they fall, they pull you, like 5 feet into the air, and you got to be ready. And there's ways that you can mitigate the fall, where you're supposed to jump a little bit. You can go on your tiptoes, but yeah, there's just so much that I didn't know about. And it's important stuff as well, because it's a dangerous thing, but you have to make sure that the person.
Well, it is, Nico. It's dangerous. I was reading an article the other day. I read it because I picked it up because of you. I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
And it was these daredevils that go to these very high mountains and ski down.
Oh yeah.
And they ski on the ice.
That's scary stuff.
And it's so. I mean, loads of people. You get to be that good, and then you die.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very, very, very interesting article. I mean.
Yeah, and those guys are professionals, and I know my limitations. I will never be at that level, but I guess it's the more thing that I'm interested in is trying to get as good as I can, but always staying with that needle close to safety, and just knowing, hey, I can do that safely, or I cannot do that safely. Let's turn around now. You know what I mean? And just knowing my capabilities.
Do you ever think? I mean, you did so many good videos.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think about climbing and doing a video?
Yeah, I've actually made a couple with my last couple years at the that mountaineering class. So I haven't made one about specifically rock climbing, but I definitely will in the future. I don't know enough yet, and that's me knowing my limitations, and that's why I'm taking this class, and that's why I have to go, practice a bunch more this summer.
Yeah.
And then once I get that handled, then I can go bring out a camera and do all that stuff. But yeah, it's just, I'm really excited, and there's so much I can learn. And then you're right, with the camera, that's a whole other aspect. Oh, how can I get to this one spot to get a really good shot of this other climber? Like if Krista's coming up. Like I'd have to climb up this other way, set up an anchor, rappel down, but then I have a really good angle. So there's so many levels to it, and it's cool that Ian and Christo are buying into the climbing, and it sounds like they're keeping excited, and they'll keep going, because I'm gonna keep going, for the rest of my life. So the more the merrier.
That's great. I know. Be thinking of Christo tomorrow because I think he takes his test at 1 o'clock.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll send him a text.
Yeah, because I hope all goes well there. You know.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he'll do really well because he's taken the practice ones and has done well,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Kylie has already passed hers.
Oh, that's great. She's smart
I
though.
obviously have to take them at special times according to when Carmel tells them to. You know.
Right. Yeah, she's really smart, isn't she? That's what my parents were saying.
Yes, and they have to do for his job. He'll have to have a lot of testing, like drug testing and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be doing the same sort of work. And they were talking at the table, and he said, "Oh, I got to get that." And then Chuck would say, "Well, now, must you have that before you get your certification?" And then he looked at Kylie, and she said, "Oh, I already took it." You know.
Yeah.
So she's gonna kind of boost him, I think, and kind of not push him,
Mm-hmm.
but get him to do different things earlier than he would do them.
Yeah, keep him, accountable, honest
Yeah,
on
more
his toes.
focused.
Exactly. Yeah. That's good. I think he needs that.
Yeah.
And it can't.
Yeah.
That's like one thing that we can't do. We can't provide, like my parents or me even. He's always struggled a little bit with that, I think, but it means a lot more coming from other people.
Yeah, she's very. I think. I mean, I don't know, but she seems very intelligent, very smart, a nice girl. She really is. So
Nice.
That's it.
Oh, I remember last time we talked. It's been a while, but I did finish that book, the Code Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. All the operation stuff, and they had the suicide bomber, which is pretty crazy.
I didn't think they'd have to practice it that long before they went in and did it.
I think that's part of it, and I think that's a very realistic part of like Navy SEALs and high performance, teams like that, specialized teams, where they do set up everything that they know about it so that it is, like it would become second nature.
Yeah, well, that's what they had to do. You know.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Okay.
What is the next book? Do you think we should read?
Well, I don't know. You're going to be pretty busy, and you're going to be coming in here. Let's kind of think about what you'd like to read.
Okay.
You know, think about if you want to read a bookseller, if you want to read one of Grisham's books, you want to read, one of Lee Child's, you want to read modern authors, or if you want to read,
okay.
Like the Moscow, what's that, hotel or whatever?
Gentleman in Moscow.
Guy that lived over there for so many years.
Yeah, Gentleman in Moscow. I think they made like a TV series about it.
Okay. And then he wrote The Lincoln Highway too, which you read.
He did. I actually haven't read that one yet. That one's a little long.
Book.
Oh, you did?
A paperback, yeah.
Okay, maybe we should do that. I know it's a little longer one.
Yeah, and I don't think it's too action-packed.
Right.
Like the Code Red.
Right. Yeah, let me see what I can find on my audiobooks. Because the audiobooks I go through is the library, and I have to like wait sometimes for books. So I'll see what I'll see what's available. Because I need some more books. I actually started listening to books that I remember my 4th grade teacher reading to us at like, study time or whatever. And
Wow, what book's that?
they're like children's books, but they're by Gordon Corman. I don't know how I remember this, but they were like, like kidnapped, like abduction, like these 2 kids on the run. I remember just really liking it, and listening to them again, it's like, oh, I forgot about all this stuff, but I still remember like little bits and pieces, and it's just been kind of fun. There was actually.
And there's that other book, which is the head of. It's nonfiction. It's the one about the Wiley, the shipwreck, the old shipwreck. Have you heard about that book?
Was it like Island?
No, and then they come back. The people come back. Some of the crew members make it home. And then I think they're all telling their stories, and their stories are different. In other words,
what happened?
They feel that this experiment, this expedition, it how affected them differently. It's good because I think they came close to starvation, and at times they had to eat people.
Oh my.
Yeah, I think.
What was that one called? Was that with like Piggy and? I don't remember.
So.
Yeah, I'll let you know with the book.
Okay.
One thing I want to.
How is Kayla doing with her internships?
Yeah, so she's doing well. She had her finals last week. So she's been on spring break this past week, taking it easy.
That's good.
Yeah, it was pretty low key, but saving money and just hanging out and just like a mental reset, and it's been really good. And yep, so she goes back to school tomorrow, and I think they have like a month before this big exam, and this exam is like pass or fail. So if they don't pass it, they have to come back next year.
Oh.
I know. So she's gonna be pretty stressed out for a bit, but I'm sure she'll do fine.
I could do without that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Are you getting any more tips from that master welder?
He's actually been out this whole month because he's like a consultant, which is really cool. But he's like down in California. They brought him out for a specific high, priority job. And he's still been, been able to talk to us on the phone if we have any big questions. But yeah, not too much. But when he comes back, I'll start that all back up again.
Yeah. Good. Alrighty. Well, gosh, it's nice to get caught up with you.
I know, it's been a while, but I'll text you. I'll try to find a book this week, and maybe we can try to read half of it or something before we see each other in a month. Well, no, it's in like 2 months.
And talk about it?
Yeah, it's 2 months.
Good idea, Nico.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, because we still have...
that little, getting a purr. Oh, don't they purr cute?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it heals my bones.
Really? Oh, bless your heart. Okay. Well, you take care, both of you take care.
You too, Grandma. I love you so much.
Okay, love you too. Take care, both of you. Love you. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Bye.
Bye.